Wow, what an energy this has been the past few days. If you've been feeling it the way that I have, it's been almost like molasses, like slow motion molasses. It kind of feels like I'm like sitting in another realm, like I landed on Mars or something. I don't know how to explain it. It's been very strange. Also, sorry for the lawnmower dude in the back. I feel like he likes to start whenever I'm like, I'm gonna go record outside. And yes, this is the only sweater that I've been wearing in my recent videos because I love it and it's cold here. It's like, it's not winter jacket cold, but it's not, I could just wear one kind of layer warm. I'm going to grab my doggie here. We have Aslan. Arlo's over there too, but I don't want to have Aslan going crazy for this. So now the sun's coming out. If this message found you, and if you're here right now and this is resonating already, I feel that a lot of you guys are on this path of creating some sort of legacy and having some sort of impact in the world. And that's going to look different for everybody, but I feel that it's just so relevant because so many of us who, came to Earth during this time are here to help with this shift of consciousness, are here to help with this new Earth emerging. And so that means that you're meant to have some sort of impact. You've probably known that for your entire life. Maybe you felt this kind of undercurrent of like, there's something I have to do. There's something I have to do. And that's really unfolding right now. And you might not know specifically what that is, but I think that this like almost like void-y space that I've been tapping into the past few days, it's not like being in the void like how I was in Ireland, being stranded on the island like that, but it's more this like peace. It's like this calm. It's like the eye of the storm kind of energy. And the reason why that's been the energy, I think, is because it's like you've been climbing the mountain, you've been climbing, and then there's, I think it's called the summit, like at the very top, like you've arrived to this summit. And when you arrive, it is kind of like that feeling of being on Mars almost, and on another planet where you're just kind of like, whoa, holy crap, like, oh, I'm here, and the climb is over, and you've been, really blood, sweat, and tears for so long, and you're like, I gotta get there, I gotta get there, I gotta get there. And then you're at the top, and you're like, okay, now what? And now I feel you're meant to enjoy, and you're meant to like sink into this feeling and to feel the gratitude and to remind yourself how far you've come. Like to remind yourself how cool it is that you're at this summit. I was just walking on the beach with my dogs and I was like, oh yeah, I'm, running a passive income business. Like I get to work whenever I want and get to make my own hours. I don't have to report to a boss anymore. I'm a really bad employee. Like I just do not like to be told what to do. That was never my calling. And I always dreamed of being in a foreign country. And so I was walking on the beach, making sales, enjoying the sunlight with my dogs, and it's just like this beautiful, beautiful thing that I used to dream of. And I was like, oh, let's take this in for a moment. Let's just enjoy that we're walking on the beach in a foreign country, in Portugal, on a random Tuesday with my incredible dogs, and my wonderful kitty at home, whom I'm looking at right now. And so, you gonna let me grab you and say hi? No. Tried. And so I really feel that you guys have made it to the summit. Like there's, of course, I see like there's going to be another summit, but it's going to be so different this time because you've already learned all the skills. There's like a couple arguing maybe. Okay, that was a little like interruption of chaos. There was a couple fighting, like arguing in the road right here, and then Aslan and all of them were just going crazy, kind of like figuring out what was going on. Maybe that's significant. I'm feeling like it was just a reminder of like what you experienced climbing this mountain. And maybe you were in a relationship where sometimes it did get to that point where there was either yelling or like even yelling in public, or it just didn't feel like the communication was at the point of where you know you can communicate with somebody. That could be romantic, it could be like a job, it could be friendships, it could be your family. And what I was saying when that happened was that you've learned how to climb the mountain. Like you've learned the skills that it requires to like, I'm seeing like the snowshoes, climbing in the snow, like, you know, like what you had to do for shelter, what you had to do for food. Like this was a big climb. And like there were all seasons in it, multiple times in the day, different seasons throughout the day. And so you really became resilient and adaptable, and you have all this wisdom now. And so there's other summits that you'll climb, but you have all the skills for them. It's not as intense and like novel in the way of like not knowing what you are going to experience out there. And so you're just prepared, you're at ease, you're at peace with the rest of this journey that you're on here on Earth. And so this legacy, this impact, this voice that you have in the world, it's unfolding now in the peace, being at the top of the summit, because you could like in little bits here and there, but it wasn't really your main focus maybe of like when you were climbing the mountain, like exactly what your impact would be. But like following the law of one, the law of one talks about learn, teach, and how that's our mission on Earth, our purpose on Earth is to learn, teach. So you would have come here to experience and then share what you have experienced, what you have learned. And that can look different in so many different ways. Like maybe you learned how to bake on I always use baking as an example because it doesn't have to be like preaching on YouTube. Not that this is preaching, but like it doesn't have to be spoken word about what you've learned. You don't have to do it that way. Like if you learned how to make a really badass banana bread somehow while you were climbing the mountain, and that's like your greatest passion, like you perfected this recipe, then that is what you share with the world. If you love revisiting that recipe that you learned and that you perfected and that you are so proud of, then that is what you're meant to carry forward in your legacy. Just part of it. Like you have many avenues of your legacy. And so that's just an example. But what I really feel about 2026, I have like an eyelash or something. 2026 is that we're moving into this peace and this calm and this like this other planet kind of feeling. I didn't feel this at all. Even though I keep like tripping over my words today. It's so interesting. Even though I was living in a hay barn, for months in Ireland. I was in Ireland for 5 months total. I never really felt that feeling of like, what am I gonna do with my time today? But the days have felt longer here, which is interesting, and time has felt a bit slower for the past few weeks. And I know that there's been conversation about how time has been speeding up, but maybe now we're kind of adjusting in this new energy, this new time, this new perceived time that is happening here on Earth. And this is just like the new Earth. This is the timeline split. This is stepping into the new Earth, and this is acclimating and normalizing being here. I think that's a big part of this, is that you are arriving at the summit, and when you get to the top, that shock, right? That's partially like on a physiological, on a, a nervous system level. You are normalizing that experience. You are normalizing the accomplishment and the end and the beginning, because it's the beginning of the awe, it's the beginning of the peace, it's the beginning of being the person who went through those things and arrived at this destination. And I know that like some people feel that a new year is just a new year, it's nothing different, but I don't feel that. I feel that numbers have power. I feel that our perception of years have power. I feel that, when we're looking at astrology, that has power. I feel that it is true that we have come to the end of a 9-year cycle, that we are beginning a new age in Aquarius, that we have been receiving all of these upgrades. And I do feel that this timeline split has been happening, and that we really are moving into a new existence here on Earth, and that we really did come to Earth to experience this. And what's interesting, back to that couple arguing, I already felt like that was going to be part of the message, was those who just did not come with you and could not come with you, like they did not continue on the journey up the mountain to the summit with you. And, maybe they were with you like right until the very end, or maybe they were just like a little chapter of where you stopped off for a little bit and you took a breather of the climb, and you learned some things from them, and you deepened who you are as an individual, and then you continued on. But really, like what's such a big part of this new timeline, I feel, is being so honest with yourself about who can come with you and who supports you in being the best, not best, but like most expressed and most expansive version of yourself. And so that's hard sometimes, right? But I feel that you guys probably have already become very aware of it, but there are layers of it. Like I cleared so many friendships, not so many, but like I cleared friendships that weren't serving me. I left the romantic relationship that I knew was not for my highest good anymore, the job. I, moved here to a foreign land where I didn't really know anybody. On the farm in Italy, I met so many different people who were all mirrors of myself, and mirrored different ways that I could heal and go deeper, and mirrored, parts of myself that I didn't know I had. Like one friend that I made there, she just like brought out this really playful side in me, and like we laughed so much, and she was just like, everyone would just look at our relationship like, have they not known each other for 1 million years? Like I love and adore her. But, other people would bring out really difficult parts in me, or other people would, like really try to dim my light. And I had to just be so honest with myself about all of that, and realize that that was a portal for growth in so many ways, but that in order to get to the summit, I had to keep going, and I had to, keep exploring and keep finding the peace, and finding the environment, and finding the people who are supporting me in this evolution of my journey. And that's hard. Like when I think about Ladybug, my horse, and when I think about Zima, she's not necessarily my dog, but she lived with me when I was there on the farm. When I think about them in Indy, the newest horse that, became my horse to train and bond with and potentially ride one day if he would ever get comfortable with it. When I think about them, like I miss them so dearly. And there's a part of me that like looks up from the summit down at that chapter and at that location, and I'm like, did I really have to leave? And, I miss some parts of it a lot, but I have to remind myself that they understand. Like when I had my conversation with my animals there, like they actually really, I felt they understand. Maybe I don't think I imagined it, but we have to do hard things sometimes and part with things that are difficult sometimes in order to keep moving on our expedition, like I don't know the better word for it, on our journey, our adventure, our path of doing what we came to Earth to do and what we agreed to do on the other side. And so wherever you are right now is the right place and the right time. Whatever lessons you're learning are the right lessons at the right time. Whatever challenges you are facing, it's perfect and it is divine. You're not behind. You have not made any wrong turns. You are at this specific summit right now of your life, and it's something to celebrate. And it's something that a younger version of you dreamed of. And it's only going to get better and better and better because you are more and more equipped, and because you are more and more sure of who you are and what your purpose is. Your purpose is unfolding, and it will always be unfolding. I don't think that we really ever decide one day we're like, this is my purpose, because there are like what I was saying earlier, there are so many avenues of your purpose. So it's like really your purpose is to just follow the joy and follow the curiosity, and then that all unfolds behind you. You're like, oh, like my purpose really was writing that book, or really was going to that location and like meeting those people, and like for my example, like rescuing those horses with my YouTube community in Italy, and like starting that there and then moving on, and like the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And so it's unfolding, and it's not like I left California and I was like, I'm going to go to Italy and like rescue these horses from a guy in the mafia. I just allowed myself to follow the joy and follow the curiosity and stay when I felt like there was still something to learn and to gain and to gather. And so you are in your legacy right now. And there's nothing that has to feel so outside of yourself about that. Because really, it is about normalizing your impact. And like you normalize being at the top of the summit, normalizing that chosen timeline, normalizing that pursuit, that thing that is on your heart within your body, so that when you think about it and when you think about doing it, it's like, well, yeah, of course. Sorry, I'm going to try and continue this, but there is something in my eye and I don't know what it is. In the sun, I'm like, ah. But I think that that is kind of the gist of this energy that I'm feeling right now, is that like that feeling that I feel right now in this exact moment. It's like being on another planet. The stillness. There's like a stillness within the fabric of this reality. If you found this video, then obviously we're connected, and so you're a part of this perceived timeline that we're experiencing collectively. And so we're normalizing to it now. It's about understanding that you have reached a summit. You have learned all that you need to learn in order to live and fulfill and be in your legacy and your impact and your soul agreements. And we're creating from peace here. This isn't about the snowshoes and the fires and the baking banana bread on the mountainside and like, you know, meeting little tribes here and there and doing shadow work with them. Like, this is about standing tall and taking it all in and feeling gratitude for everything that you've learned and that you've experienced, and normalizing, taking a deep breath, and then allowing the thoughts to come to you here and be your breadcrumbs of joy and curiosity of what it is to do with what you've learned. Like, the thoughts will come in, the joy, the curiosity will come in on how to create what it is that you're meant to create in order to teach what you have learned. I hope that landed. Let me know in the comments if it did. That was a journey. That was such a beautiful journey. I'm so grateful to be at this summit with you guys, and I have chills now just saying that and visualizing that. And so if you want to join me in my New Year's Eve ceremony, that is live, and so you can join me there. You can do it today, you can do it tomorrow. I would give it like 2 or 3 hours to do the journaling, the energy clearing, the vision boarding, and then the choosing, like the final choosing of this timeline that you got so clear on. And yeah, it's a really powerful space. Like, I obviously created it, but I haven't like followed it myself. Like, I didn't do it yet. So I was going to probably do it, I think, tomorrow on New Year's Eve. So I'm very excited about that. And then I also have Dream Life Sleep Hypnosis, which has just been like going crazy the past few weeks or days again, like every day. It's so exciting to see people signing up, but I think especially for the new year. Big plane going by. Maybe you're going somewhere in the new year. Maybe you're going to your dream life. But if you want to join Dream Life Sleep Hypnosis, it uses the frequency of your own voice to program in your dream life while you're sleeping. And I had such an exciting dream 2 nights ago. It was, again, of my ex. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. My ex, the narcissist, like the actual full-blown narcissist that I dated, I guess like that really was still impacting me. And so ever since I started doing Dream Life Sleep Hypnosis, I've been getting all these dreams with him in it. Not necessarily about him, because it's not really about him. It's about the pattern. And so, you know, at first it was like we would get back together and I would just like be turning off the Dream Life Sleep Hypnosis so that he couldn't hear it. And I had this pattern that was telling me in the program. It teaches you how to do dream interpretation so that you can understand like what your subconscious is telling you in your dreams. But I had this pattern that I had to play small in order to be loved. I didn't want him to hear how big my dreams were, so I was trying to turn it off, and I could not figure out how to turn it off because it's like being fed into my brain while I'm sleeping. And like me in my dreams, it's like, turn it off. And then, you know, over the next few days, I had a dream of me leaving him. Like, I had a dragon carrying me and my animal family, and he's like, wait for me. And I was like, no, I have to go somewhere where my energy and my magic is safe. And so I kept getting confirmation that that pattern was cleared and that I was going deeper and deeper into programming in my dream life. And then I moved countries and I came here to a foreign land. And whenever you go into a foreign environment, your subconscious and nervous system will try and latch on to what is familiar. And so I started having those dreams again of like getting back with him. And so that pattern like came up from wherever it was still living, and it was trying to resurface. So I hit it with some more Dream Life Sleep Hypnosis, and then it's been clearing. But the other night I got a dream of my narcissist ex, and I got the ick for him, like for the first time ever. I've never had that kind of feeling. And it's funny because this person that I, in my perceived reality, kind of like in my field, who I just closed the door on, I finally got the ick with that situation and realized like because I've more so really embraced and normalized being at this summit of my life and being in this timeline of my dream life of what I've been manifesting. It's been like, it's not been convincing myself. It's been so clear, like, oh no, that is not the kind of treatment that I will tolerate, or the lack thereof treatment. And I just got the ick. And then in my dream, I got the ick of my ex, and I really felt like, I feel like the ick is like very healing. Like, if you can manage that, if that happens, that is when you are truly over someone or something, I think, because you can just feel vibrationally, energetically, that thing and that person is no longer in alignment with who you are. And so the power of the ick. Let me know if you guys relate with that. Also, if you guys could like this video, I haven't asked in a long time. So if you could like this video, subscribe if you are new here, and then hit the notification bell, because I keep getting these comments, and I've noticed it too, is that my videos are not getting shown to people who subscribe, or people are getting unsubscribed. And so whatever that is. If you guys want to support, that will really help. Like, comment, hit the notification bell, subscribe. And I will leave you guys with that. Happy New Year. I think I will make a video tomorrow. Many of you guys know New Year's Eve is a very special day to me, very sacred day to me. I have always noticed for a long time that New Year's Eve is like a little projection, a little trailer of what the rest of my year will look like. I don't really know what's going to happen tomorrow. I think that I will like go to this town center music thing, which I'm very excited about, and like maybe this, I think there's like a surf thing, and do my New Year's Eve ceremony and make a YouTube video and spend time with my animals and just like really try and stay in that energy of that future timeline self, but also not be so attached. I have to really work with that every year. It's like, don't be so attached to like this day being perfect. But it's interesting because then I look back on my last New Year's Eve. I was on the farm and I was very much like an island of a person compared to everyone else there. Like I wasn't really at that time a part of any like clique or anything, or yeah, I don't know, I wasn't like partying with all the new volunteers who were younger, and we called it Love Island, and they were all doing their thing, and so I kind of like in the evening I sat at the campfire with some other people as like a bunch of different people came in and out and in and out, and so it was very much, and like those two people that I was with are dating and like the kind of their own thing, and so I was very much like on my own. And when I look at this past year, I've been very much on my own and did my own thing and like removed myself from the farm. And so that's how I kind of interpret it, is like I removed myself from the farm, which I did. And then I went to Ireland, was very much alone there, very much in the void there. And then, yeah, now that I've arrived here in Portugal right before the New Year, New Year's Eve, I am very curious to see what this will unfold for me. Oftentimes, like whoever is new and comes into my New Year's Eve is going to be in my life for the rest of the year, but no attachment to that. But like, you know, it'd be really cool if I met my future husband tomorrow. We'll see. We shall see. I love you guys so much. I will see you either in New Year's Eve ceremony, Dream Life Sleep Hypnosis, any of my other programs, or in the next video. Love you, and I will see you later. Bye.